of the day. In the series of front-end development and frameworks, today we are going to discuss about the React project structure, and we are going to discussing about how to create a React application in VS Code. As we have seen that in the previous video we have seen about the required softwares, and we have installed Git, we have installed Node, and we have checked the version. And the small correction in this is that in the previous video here I have mentioned as response, but it was a mistake. So what is that? What's the logic behind this client server architecture is client is going to access the database in the form of HTTP request. Actually I was written here as response, so it is HTTP request using URL. So URL is nothing but is your uniform resource locator. Once the data is fetched from the URL from the database, it will give response back to the client. So this is a small mistake which I have given, which recently in the previous video. Now in this video we will see about the React project structure. Right. Coming to React project structure, in this we have different types of domains or different files which is being used for your web application or web development. The first and foremost file is your public file. So this contains assets like images, CSS files, logos, etc. Yes, so it contains assets like logos, CSS files and images. The second most file in your React project structure is SRC. SRC is also called as your central configuration file. So it's not a configuration file, it is a folder. It is a folder that contains source code or logic. So it is a file that which contains source code or logic. So it is mainly written in two types. One is called as JS, which is your JavaScript. One is called as your JS, which is called as your JavaScript. One is called as your JS, called as JavaScript, and another one is JSX, which is called as JavaScript extension. It is actually written in small words, but for your understanding I am writing in capital. JavaScript extension. So this is the main logic of your folder where the program will contain source code. Next one, .gitignore. .gitignore is nothing but a file that which is used for ignoring the main message. So that is the specific file or folder will be ignored by Git when it is pushed into repo. So this will ignore any specific file or a folder when pushed into a repo. For example, in my React application I have one folder called as node underscore modules. Node underscore modules will contain packages that are needed for my application. That is this size of this node underscore modules will be more than which is more than 1 GB or and all, so that while pushing into git repo, .gitignore will also ignore this node underscore module, so that when you are pushing any file or folder into the GitHub, it don't takes much time. For example, if I want to add any package manually and it is not present in node underscore modules. For example, let us assume that I want to implement a navigation bar in my application. Into that we use DOM, React Router DOM. It is called as React Router DOM. This is a virtual DOM. Sorry, it is a DOM. It is a document object model. So which is used for creating nav bars. For this I'll use command called as npm install React Router DOM. This means React router DOM is a separate package that which I need to install it manually. Right? And how will I get this node underscore modules in my application? So the moment I click on npm run dev, sorry, npm install, what happens is install all the dependencies that which are needed to build my application. The moment you hit this command, you will get node underscore modules right in your React application. You can see this node underscore modules in the left side of the navigation. Left side of the source code. That is, you'll be finding the folders. We will see how we'll get the node underscore modules while creating a project structure. In this video, I'll cover that also. Now, the fourth one is index.html. Index.html. As we all know that React is SPA. What is SPA? It is single page application. What that means, the moment it code changes, everything changes automatically, right? So we all know that React is a SPA and contains only one HTML file. Only one HTML file is present, right? Now fifth one, the fifth most project structure is package.json. Package.json. So what is this package.json? Package.json will contains a detail which contains details about projects. It contains scripts and it manages the dependencies. So this is also called as a configuration file. So let us write up in a small definition type. A configuration file that contains project details, dependencies, scripts, etc. Right? So package.json is a configuration file that contains project details, dependencies, etc. Now next one, most important thing is readme.md. Readme.md is a text-based file. So it contains like which project details are being used and why this project is developed in this way. It contains a text-based format, like how, why, and what. Like it is used to include project details. This file is used to include project details. This file is used to include project details like which technologies are used to develop and is to develop. That's it. So this file is used to contain technologies that which we mentioned, and we specify them in a text-based format, right? And the last one is white.config.js. White.config.js. So what happens? This file contains server details. It contains server details, plugins, etc. And this is also called as for example, this is also called as central configuration file. Right. Till now we have seen about different types of different types of files that which are being used for React project structure. First one is public. Let us have a small summary. First one is public. It contains images, CSS files, and logos. And second one is SRC, that which contains source code basically in two types. One is called as your JavaScript, and next one is your JSX. So in many interviews they ask like, what is the difference between JavaScript and JSX? Don't tell that X is the difference. Rather than it, you can say that JavaScript contains only JavaScript code, whereas JSX contains combination of both JavaScript and HTML. That is, you will contain div tags and all. Like in HTML, right? You contain div tags and closing of the tag. So JavaScript, so JSX will contain the combination of JavaScript and HTML. This is the very most important questions mostly front-end developers and another web developing companies ask. So the difference between JavaScript and JSX is contains only JavaScript code, whereas JSX is a combination of JavaScript and HTML. Clear. Now next one we have seen about .gitignore. .gitignore is a file which will be ignored by a repo when you pushed it in a GitHub. So GitHub is nothing but it is a central repository, it is central folder where the collaborator or a person who wants to develop an application, he will push his code into the central hub. Yes, it will be ignored by any specific file or a folder. So for example, let us take node_modules. So one of this file you will be seeing in the upcoming session, not an upcoming session, rather I'll cover in this session only. Yes, node_modules is one of the folder that which contains all the packages that are needed for my application. For example, if I don't have any package, let us assume that React Router DOM. It is one of the package that is which is used for implementing or developing navbar. Navbars are nothing but which contains navigation bar. Like here you will be having like home, contact, login and everything in a one page, so that it will be connected with different routes. So that is why it is called as a React Router DOM. DOM is nothing but document object model. We'll be discussing in upcoming videos. And this is one of the package that which we need to install manually. For that I'll use a command called as npm install react router DOM. The moment you do it, the node_modules will be updated with react router DOM. Yes, for example, I am developing a React application and I don't find any node_modules like starting in the project. When you create a file and when you create npm create void @latest, what happens is package, src, everything will be there, but node_modules will not be there. For that I'll be hitting a command called as npm install. The moment you type a npm install in your terminal, what happens is that the application will take all the required dependencies and it will create a node_modules folder, and that you will be having all the packages that which are needed for your application. Next one is your index.html. As we all know that React is single page application and only one HTML file is present. And next one, what is single page application? It is a type of application where you don't need to change everything. You don't need to change. You don't need to reload everything manually. So whenever the code changes, it will reload automatically. Right. Second one is package.json. What is package.json? Package.json is a central file. It is a configuration file that contains project details, dependencies and everything. Next one, readme.md. Readme.md is also called as a text file. For us, it is called as a text file. So this file tells about in which technologies that which are being used to develop an application. It includes project details like which technologies are used to develop an application. Right, till now it is clear. Now next, last point is that we have white.config.js. So it contains server details, plugins and port numbers. And for this we need to use some syntax. I'll be showing you in upcoming videos. So contains server details, plugins, port numbers, and also called as central configuration file. Yes, these all will be under src folder, and some of them will be outside the src. That will be clearly seeing when we are creating an project. Yes, till now we have seen about React project structure, and now we'll see how to create a React application. To create a React application, first of all you need to create a main source folder that I am naming as react.js apps. So in this react.js apps, you are going to create an application here. For that, go to your file explorer and click on here remove everything. Type as cmd. Cmd stands for command prompt where you will be getting your command prompt terminal, and from here you will be using code space dot. So code is nothing but it is a command, it is a shortcut command used for VS Code, and dot is used to open the file, and you press on enter, automatically VS Code will be opened like this. So this shortcut for opening any folder or any file. So for example, if you are having any doubt, for example, if you are not able to open like that, you can go to file, you can open folder, and then you can browse where your folder is. For example, here this is my folder, I'll go inside and I'll select folder and open. So this is very easy, right? Now for that, let me stop the wait. Yeah, here is now our React terminal, sorry, which is VS Code application. Yes, now I am going to create a new React application, and we'll just see how to do that. Go to Ctrl J. Ctrl J is a shortcut for your terminal. Yes. Now we'll see how to create a project using some commands. So now for that, I'll use npm create white @latest. This is one of the methods for creating project. You can also use npm create react app also. So npm create white latest uses white technologies and react technologies to create. So for this I'll be using this npm space create space white space latest. So this is, sorry, just a minute. Yes, create npm space create space white space @latest. Yeah, the moment I click here, what will happen is it will ask me whether I should proceed or not, right? So just make sure that you have a stable internet connection while creating any project or doing. Let me hide my suggestions of GitHub Copilot so that I can be able to easily name. So let me make my project application React Demo App. So let us have a correct naming convention so that it will not be able to confuse us. So React Demo App is our application name, and React is not a framework, but React is not a framework, but it's a library. But we have different types of framework here. So React itself is a library, but here it is asking to select as a framework. Yes, I'll select as React, and it is asking for a variant selection. First one is TypeScript plus React compiler, JavaScript and everything. In this options we need to select on JavaScript and press enter. So it will ask with install with npm and start now. If you get yes, automatically your local host will run, but I don't want. Yes, what happens is React Demo App is being created. See, the moment you expand your React Demo App, what happens? You will be having public folder, src folder, .gitignore, index.html, package.json, readme, whiteconfig.js. So here when you open whiteconfig.js, you will be having like from which one it has been imported, from which plugins which have been used, and readme.md is nothing but you can update this. So it is actually a normal file. It already this gives you will be having .gitignore where it contains your main types. For example, if you store any database passwords or everything, you need to store in .gitignore or .env file. We will be discussing this more. And when you expand src, you will contain assets. Assets are nothing but which contains css files or what we said, it contains like logos and everything. As of now we don't want. Src is your main source file. Public also contains some types of what we say, as we discussed. Public also contains assets and images. Yes. Now let us go to our terminal. See here, one thing you guys can observe is here you don't have node underscore modules. Now how will I get that node underscore modules? First of all, please ensure that you are in current directory or not. Yeah, no, we are not in current directory. Our previous directory is React.js apps. Now the one which I have created is React Demo App. For that, what I'll do, cd space, cd stands for current directory, React Demo App. The moment you hit this, let me have a small thing. So what will happen? So my before directory is React.js apps. Now what will happen? My current directory will get as React Demo App, and it will be have like this. So let us now observe in next line. So my current directory is, so the previous directory is react.js app, and now I want to switch into this react demo app. For that I'll use cd space react demo app and please click on enter. Yes, now you can see react demo app. We are inside the current directory. Now what we'll do, the moment you click on, so we want node underscore modules, right? For that I'll use npm install, right? When you click on npm install, here you will be having a small snake type game which will be rotating. So it is using some time for installing your packages. Let us wait for a minute. Yes, here we can see node underscore modules, but it is not completely done of our application creation. Here node underscore modules is being created, and if you see here many different folders. So that is the reason why Git will ignore when you push the code. If you also want to push node underscore module, it is not actually told to push, but if you want to push node underscore modules also, then you need to specify the file. Or if I want to push my git ignore, git space add space dot git ignore. So this is how my naming convention must be. Yes, all the packages have been added. So 136 package has been added and found 0 vulnerabilities. So if you people got any vulnerabilities here, no need to worry. You can check later, or else it will ask for npm audit fix force. So you can do that. There is no any what you say. We can do also like that. Now node underscore modules has been created, right. Now we'll just check the application whether it is running or not. For that I'll use npm space run space run space dep. npm space run space dep is used to run any React application using a command called as run dep. The moment you hit on npm space run space dep, you will be having a localhost terminal. Sorry, it will fetch your URL where you can click on this, or else you can directly go into the URL localhost 5173. 5173 is a default port number for a React. 5173 is a default port number for React. For example, we have got something like this. We can also play with count like anything for time pass, but we don't want our time to be wasted right now. So yeah, my React application is working well without any errors. Now what you'll do is, now to remove all these things, what you do is go to your VS Code, expand your src folder, go to main.jsx and comment out the third line. What happens is the index.css being imported, and it will be comment. The moment you comment, index.css will not be rendered. Now see, before index.css we have got something as this violet color and everything. We got a box here and everything. So CSS file is used for making our application to look more visually, to look more good. CSS stands for cascading style sheets. I'll be writing this in your notepad. So yeah, till now we have got this. If I want my entire thing to get out, what I'll do, go to app.jsx, comment out the entire first 5 lines. So for this, you don't need to comment one line. So select all the files and click on Control / which is present the right beside Shift button. So here like this. The moment you do, go to the browser, you'll see nothing. So this is the best example of single page application. The moment I am changing my code, everything is being changed automatically. The best live example. Yes, now I want to change the entire things. For this I'll remove all the code inside my main method. Just a minute, I'm removing my code, everything. Yes, I'll be removing this part also. I'll be removing const count comma use state. This all we don't need. Function app return. Okay. Yeah. Now we'll be having a div tag. Why we have a div tag here? And by using div tag, as we all know that .jsx means is a combination of JSX files. Sorry, it is a combination of JavaScript and HTML. Now we use div tag and we use h2. H2 tag is a heading tag used to give a heading for your application. Let me make that as iterative learning as my heading. Iterative learning React demo app. Yes, this is my main heading, and let us give a small paragraph for this. Let us make as React.js React.js front end development and frameworks. The moment you give here, what happens is you go to here. Just a minute, guys. Sorry, my project is not running. For that, go to Ctrl J. What you will do? Click on npm space run space dev. Yes, now once again refresh, you will be getting. Yes, till now I have got iterative learning, React demo app, React.js front end development and frameworks. Front end development and frameworks. Right. Now it is like something as a normal thing. Now let us apply style for it. Style equals to style equals to style equals to let us apply a color style equals to color colon double quotes. Let us apply some red color. Let us apply red color, comma, text align, colon, double quotation, center. Yes. Now what happens? My iterative learning React demo app will be in red color and it will be placed in center. Now let us see the output carefully. Yes, iterative learning React demo app. Fine. Now I want to increase. Let us see. Let us have some bracket as SPA. SPA stands for single page application. Yes, I'm done. In this way you can create any React application. And now for example, if I change my color, let us see whether it is changing or not. Let us assume as green. It is changed to green. So like this you can create any project. And one more main thing is what I observe is many people, what they do, they'll create a React application and they do everything, but every time they click on Ctrl S to save your files. The main and the one of the most important thing which you go for companies is that you have different files and many people work on it, so you don't manually require to do Ctrl plus S every time. Go to file, click on auto save. Automatically your files will be saved, and that is the reason why we'll getting output here. Yes, in this video we have seen about let us have a summary session. So we have seen about React project structure. We have discussed this already. I don't want to make this video long. So next, what the first step we have done? We have opened terminal. And created an React application. Create React application. So for that, what we have done? The first step what we have done is we have used a command called npm space create space white @latest. So next, it has given us to select a framework. So we have selected the framework as React. Next one, it has asked for to select a variant. We have selected a framework called React. And third one, it has asked to select a the moment why it is calling as a framework is mainly it is not a framework, actually it is a library, because we are installing packages from outside. So this is the best live example. We are installing the package. This is not manually present inside the node underscore modules. That's why we are installing the package from outside. So that is why we call it as library, like our Python programming. So next one, it is asked to create a variant. We created as JavaScript. Now it has asked us to install with npm or no. So we have we have selected no. If you are okay, you can select this with yes. And next, then more, we have created a file folder called as react.js app, react.js apps. In that we have done all these things in terminal. Now we want to create an application. So we have named our project. Before that, before npm create white latest, it has asked us to create project name. Create project name. We have created the name as react demo app. Yes, and we have created, we have selected a framework variant and everything. And before that, my working directory is react.js apps, and now we want to do the application installing everything in React demo app. For that, what happens? It will be like something as react.js apps, like this slash react.js apps. And now my current, from this we need to change something as slash react.js apps slash React demo app. This is the most important thing. So if you don't switch your if you don't switch your working directory to current working directory, what will happen is you will get something command when you type npm install. Npm is not recognized as internal or external command. So for this what we'll do, we'll use a command called as cd space your application which you are currently working. cd stands for current directory. Current directory. Perfect. Now next, what we have done? Now the moment you change into current directory, this will be my directory. And from that you will be using your npm space install. The moment you hit this terminal, what I have said, the moment you hit this command, you will be having, so in navigation pane, so when you open navigation here in the application, node underscore modules will be created. So node underscore modules created. Yes, we have got this. And after node underscore modules is created, what will happen? You need to check whether your application is running. For that, I'll use npm space run space dev. Npm space run space dev is my command which I'm going to use to check whether my application is running or not. As I've cleared application, just a minute. Sorry, I've cleared the final. I've cleared the thing. Yeah, no issues. So npm space run space dev will give you a localhost link like this, localhost colon 5173. So it will give you as a localhost colon. It will give as HTTP is a type of HTTP colon localhost colon 5173. So 5173 is a default port number which is given for a React, and for Spring Boot it is 8080. Let us discuss when Spring Boot series will get started. So in soon I'll be starting the Spring Boot series also, so that you people can watch the videos regularly. Next, after my creation of what happens when I click on npm run dev, it will give you a local host where your application will be running in your system locally, not globally. And when you forward this link, you cannot forward this link. If you forward this link also, it will not be opened in your friend's laptop or any other system, because because the project is running locally. Perfect. Now next, what we have seen, we have commented. Go to app.jsx. Go to app.jsx. Go to sorry. First of all, go to main.jsx. Go to main.jsx, and we have commented the index.css. Go to main.jsx. Comment third line. Third line is your index.css. So it will import index.css. Why we are commenting this line? Because we don't want the css file which is already given by the React when we are creating, so that we don't want this file. Next one, we don't want any styles to be applied as of now. Next step is go to app.jsx, comment out entire file lines and comment out first file lines. I have also showed you how to comment it. If not, skip, sorry, what you say, you go back to the video and watch it again. So comment out the first file lengths, because we don't want any imports to happen from useState React logo from SVG. We don't want those logos to be displayed. So that if you don't comment this, what happens is that if you don't comment it, what will happen? You will get again that count and everything. So I don't want this again. So yeah, after commenting that, you can proceed with your code. As of now, in my code, what I have typed, I have used my div tag, and I've used my heading tag h2, and I have named it as iterative learning demo react app, and from that I have applied a style color green text align, where I want to align my text into center, or you can do like anything. And I have used a paragraph called as react.js frontend development. If I want to make my paragraph tag as bold, if I want to take my paragraph as bold, yes, now check the output. My paragraph is being bold. Yes, in this way you can create react applications, and you can do like anything. Right. So as of now, we have seen how to create React application. In next video, we have seen about project structure also. In next video, we'll see how to before going deep into the React and everything topics, we'll see about the basic commands of GitHub, basic commands of Git, where you are going to push your code into the GitHub, and you will also know how to push the code. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next video. Thank you.